If you ever saw Chinelo and Uche together in public, you did think they were the happiest couple in first tag. Tall, soft-spoken Uche with his clean haircut and calm eyes. Chinelo, beautiful in that natural way. Never too much makeup. Always smelling like cocoa butter and baby powder. They lived in a duplex on the 5th Avenue, had 2 cars, and hosted the cleanest house parties. But what people didn't know was that Chinelo was slowly dying inside. In 6 years of marriage, she had been pregnant 5 times. Each time she lost the baby before the 3rd month. Each miscarriage came with its own pain, both physical and emotional. But Uche was always there, playing the perfect husband, cooking, rubbing her back and crying with her. She blamed herself. Her friends blamed stress or fibroids. Doctors said they found nothing unusual. Uche always told her, maybe God is taking his time with us. But something didn't feel right. Not after the 4th miscarriage. Not after the 5th. Chinelo started paying attention. She noticed Uche never followed her to the hospital for the appointment. He always gave excuses. I have a meeting. I will join you later. Just go. But he never did. He had a separate phone he kept in the top drawer of his bedside cabinet. She once tried to check it, but the password was fingerprint only. There were also days he disappeared for hours without explanation, especially late at night. When she asked, he did say, I went to see a supplier in Enkay, or I drove to the mainland for a quick delivery. But one Saturday night, he left the house at 11:30 p.m., claiming he had a business emergency in Victoria Island. Chinelo didn't sleep. By 12 a.m. in the morning, she followed him. She had installed a small tracker in his second car weeks earlier, not because she didn't trust him, but because her spirit was no longer at peace. That night, the tracker said he was in a compound at Aboju, just outside Festac. She stopped her boat ride one street before, removed her slippers, and tiptoed towards the gate. The house looked abandoned from the outside. Old walls, rusted gate, but she saw faint light through one of the windows and voices. She moved closer, and she saw him through the small space between the gate and the wall. Uche, standing in a white singlet, barefoot, and holding a ball with what looked like a dark water. Around him were 3 other men, and one old man dressed in a wrapper with red marks on his chest. This was a big native pot in the center. Smoke rising from it. Something was being burnt. Then she had it. Another one gone. The sacrifice accepted. Blood for womb, womb for riches. They said it again. Blood for wealth, womb for riches. The old man poured something from the pot inside the bowl. Uche held it like it was gold. She stumbled backward, hands over her mouth. The baby, all the babies, they weren't accidents. He was using her womb. Chinelo didn't go back that night. She slept in the guest room of her cousin's house in Okota and cried silently till dawn. By morning, she couldn't cry again. Her soul had cracked. Chinelo returned home the next evening. Uche was sitting in the living room, watching football like nothing had happened. When she walked in, he stood up and hugged her. You didn't sleep here last night, he said gently. You didn't even call, I was worried. She hugged him back, silently. Inside, her hands itched to tear his throat out. I needed to clear my head, she replied. Are you okay? She smiled. Yes, I just needed air. From that day, Chinelo changed. She stopped asking questions. She smiled more. She even seduced him the week, like old times. Uche, fooled by the calm, believed she was finally accepting the childless fate, but Chinelo was planning her escape. She met with a lawyer and quietly changed the ownership of her small business to her cousin's name. She emptied her personal account savings and opened a new one with a different bank under the media name. She didn't tell anybody, not even her closest friends. She knew that whatever Uche was involved in was deeper than just ritual. This was organized, dangerous. This kind of things where people who knew too much disappeared. 2 weeks later, on a Sunday afternoon, Chinelo was packing her things into a Ghana must go bag when she heard footsteps behind her. It was Uche. He had come back from tennis. "What are you doing here?" he asked. His voice still calm, but his eyes already cold. Chinelo froze. "I went to visit my mother in Umuahia. She's sick." He nodded. "Let me drive you." No need, she said quickly. "I already booked a night bus." There was silence. Then Uche stepped closer and said, "Chinelo, I hope you're not trying to leave me." She didn't reply. He smiled again. The same soft, gentle smile he wore like a mask. "Because you're not going anywhere." That night, she woke up tied to the bed. Her hands, her legs, mouth gauged. Uche sat on the foot of the bed, shirtless, holding a wooden box. He opened it and brought out a red rope, some black powders, and what looked like a razor blade. "I didn't want to do this," he said, "but you saw something you shouldn't have. You are beginning to ask questions. You look at me different now." Tears poured down Chinelo's face. "I don't want to kill you. I just want you to silence your wound permanently. You will still be my wife, You will still live with me, but you will never run again." That night, something happened. Something no one could explain. By morning, Uche was found outside the compound, screaming and naked, bleeding from both eyes. He was saying, over and over again, "She walked through the wall. She walked through the wall. She's not real. She walked through the wall." Chinelo was found in the bedroom, laughing and talking to herself. The police said she was disturbed. Uche was admitted to a private hospital in Enkay, but he never recovered his mind. They said he started seeing babies crawling through the ceiling. He did wake up and scream that his stomach was full of dead children. They moved him to a private psychiatric facility. He kept trying to bite himself. As for Chinelo, her case was different. She was sent to Yaba Psychiatric Hospital. The doctor said she had a full mental break. But the nurses say she was quite calm, never violent. She just liked to sit by the window and whisper, "My children are safe now. He won't touch them again." She stayed there for 6 months. Then one day, a young doctor came to see her. He was soft-spoken, well-dressed, and gentle with her. "My name is Dr. Ebube," he said. "I used to know your father." He started visiting once a week. He brought books, sweets, and sometimes soft fabrics for her to sew with. It turned out Chinelo used to design clothes before marriage. After 3 months of seasons, she was declared fit for release. Ebube took her to Enugu, gave her a small apartment above his sister's tailor shop. Within a year, Chinelo opened her own boutique. She never married again, but her business grew. She started a foundation for women who had lost children due to abuse on unexplained causes. Her story remained unfold. To most people, she was just a quiet, graceful woman with eyes that looked like they'd seen the end of the world. As for Uche, They said he died one night screaming. The nurses found his body covered in deep scratches. No one entered his room. The CCTV footage showed him clawing on himself. He kept muttering, "I am hearing them cry. I hear them." He was buried quietly. No family, no funeral, just death and silence. The moral of this story is, sometimes the devil wears perfume. He drives Benz and he smiles when he sees you. But even the devil can't hide from the consequences forever. Hey besties! We have come to the end of this very interesting story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so you will never miss on whenever I update. Till I come your way next time. Bye!